Welcome everybody to the OPT Network. I'm Carlette Christmas, and this is On Point Talk, the official OPT Network. It is with great pleasure that we're welcoming back, or Avoyelles Parish, more specifically Bunkie, I say we because I'm from Bunkie, is welcoming back the 34th Annual Corn Festival. And here to talk about it is none other than Wilbert Carmouche. And also later in the show, we'll have the Corn Queens. Stay on point. We're back with more right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to the OPT Network. It's that time of the month, thank goodness, that we visit with Wilbert Carmouche. We've been missing each other for more than 2 years now. Everything is shut down. Well, guess what? Everything is opening back up. And nobody knows what's happening more than Wilbert Carmouche, the Executive Director of the Avoyelles Commission of Tourism, where we remind you is down here is...
This is how we play.
This is how we play. Hey. We play big, Wilbert.
Absolutely. And you said we're opening back up.
Yes.
We're opening back up.
We're opening back up.
We're open back up. We're wide open. Absolutely. Yes.
And listen, what did you do for 2 years of rest? I mean, you had to be beside yourself.
You see me.
Is that why you look?
The eye?
You look younger. You look younger. It's like Sleeping Beauty.
That was not much rest. That was more working within confines of office.
With the word pivot, everybody was pivoting.
Exactly. You know, there was more social media. There was, more writing, more digital. Just to keep it alive. Because I knew we were
keep hope alive.
I knew we were coming back, and we are back. And
so all of the festivals have come back this.
Yes,
for the most part.
We started off with a couple of Easter egg knocking festivals because we're famous for that. Cochon de Lait had a mini fest this year. Smart move. That was the way to do it.
But Bunkie is going BIG.
Oh, yes. Bunkie has seen the test of the others, and they are they're in full force, which is going to be great because they've tested the waters with the other festivals. The mini fest, I'm going to just do a little throwback on Cochon de Lait, very successful. They prepared for X number based on the food tickets that were ordered online. They ran out of food, but that was a great problem to have because then you saw people wanted to get in. Fortunately, St. Paul's across the street was doing a drive-through crawfish boil that way.
Happened.
Hey,
a drive-through crawfish boil.
Winner, when they saw that Cochon de Lait was running out of food, they grabbed a couple of picnic tables, threw a boombox on, and instant mini crawfish festival.
Party over here.
Exactly. In Avoyelles Parish, we're going to make it happen because that's the hospitality. That's what we do.
And that's how we do it.
That's how we do it. That's why we have that slogan, this is how we play.
This is how we play. And so I'm super elated. We're going to have the Corn Queens on a little bit later in the show, but 34 years.
34 years of Corn Festival after a 2-year hiatus. And, they've gone to doing it Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They used to do a 4-day event many years ago, which ended on Sunday. But when you do festival work is tough.
Sure, I
can imagine. So when you end on Sunday and it's all volunteer, it's hard to be at your desk or whatever the form
on Monday,
because it's all centered around corn. It's the agricultural commodity. I mean, there is a carnival that comes in. The Queens are going to talk about a lot about more what's going to go on. But, there's no gate entry on Thursday. The carnival is there. The food vendors will be there. On Friday, it opens at 5 with different things that are going to happen. A bag of donuts on the stage. It's just $5 to get in if you're up to 21 and older. If you're less than 21, $1 to get in.
Wow.
And, a bracelet for your ride all night for the carnival for $30 on Thursday and Friday. Saturday it goes up to $35. Same thing for the gate entry. And bands on Saturday will be Willie T and Cypress Band, Ernie Scott and the Funk Children, closing it out with Step Rideau and the Cajun Outlaws. But all of that brings in the contest. I think they're going to talk probably about the
corn shucking.
Corn shucking, but that's corn shucking, corn eating, just different corn cooked recipe contest. So it's just going to be a wonderful event. And also a citywide parade.
And then there's going to be, I'm sure, a lot of food vendors.
Oh, you know it. You're talking of Falls Parish.
Indeed.
You live there like us. So you know it's all about food.
And so I know that this year is probably going to be bigger and better and more appreciation. Because I think for so many years, we just knew, okay, the Corn Festival is coming. And we kind of took it for granted until we didn't have it for 2 years.
Exactly. And they made this little card that they've given us. It's like a little cheat sheet with all of the information that goes on along with wonderful sponsors. Because these things would not be possible without great sponsors. But I pulled the years before I came here just to make sure, and it basically is a toolkit. They know what works for them or what doesn't work, just like they dropped the last day on Sunday. They've made this Thursday through Saturday, and they have what works for them. So it's absolutely perfect,
Absolutely. And I think that Sunday gives people time to wind down, people who are traveling. It's just better.
Absolutely. It's great. So, it's just going to be a good little festival. We're just invited to come to Bunkie.
So that's going to be starting today. So those people who have marked your calendar, make sure that you get out there and support it.
5 p.m.
5 p.m.
5 p.m. today.
And so briefly tell us what else is happening for the rest of the month of June.
The month of June, we take you all around the parish. We have Main Street Market, which is downtown Marksville. That's every Thursday afternoon in June, starting at 4:30. Lots of vendors. I was there a couple of weeks ago. The last one got rained out. But it's just wonderful that they'll come with produce, but then they'll come with much more than that. There's baked goods. Willow Nest is open. Bailey's is open. There's a food truck there or someone barbecuing on the square that you can just do different things. And, you pick up handmade soaps. You can even get tinsel in your hair. I did not know that was tinsel for your hair, but
tinsel in your hair?
You can get that on location. There's a woman there with a little petting zoo and pony rides for the kids. So something for everyone. Preserves and pickles, just different things. It's just a nice gathering. Starts at 4:30, it runs until 6 o'clock, and then, for the vendors, so by nighttime it's over. So they're going to do this every Thursday in June, 4:30, wedding.
Every Thursday in June.
Every Thursday in June, 4:30 in the afternoon, as long as the weather permits. Something else that we're going to have that's a little bit different is a horse and tack sale. And that's going to be at the Tiger Lake Livestock Auction Barn in Mansoura. That's June 11th. The tax sale is at 2 o'clock and the horse sale begins at 5 p.m.
A literal horse sale?
A literal horse sale. That's going to happen right there in Mansoura. There's not many of those that happen. So doing it in Mansoura, central portion of Louisiana, should be great to bring a lot of people there. And if you're not a horseman, it matters not. You just want to go see what's happening. That's what's going to bring me there. Because I know I'm not going with a trailer, but I'm going, curious me is going to see what happens.
Wow, is that the first of its kind?
That's the first of a kind that I know of or have been advised about.
Wow.
So I'm excited about that.
Let's do this. Let's take a quick break here. But when we come back, I want to talk about some of the development and some of the things that you all are doing to bring more tourism into Avoyelles Parish.
I'd be happy to talk about that. Thank you.
Indeed. Wilbert Carmouche is our guest this morning. Stay on point. We're back after this. Welcome back, everybody, to the OPT Network. We're just really excited about life opening up and people getting out and enjoying what Central Louisiana has to offer, but most especially for this purpose of this conversation, Avoyelles Parish. Wilbert Carmouche is the Executive Director of the Avoyelles Commission of Tourism, and you always keep us informed about what's happening in the parish so that people can connect. Because we always say there's nothing to do.
Exactly. That, you know, but it's not unique to Avoyelles Parish. I was last week. I was on a business trip for tourism and about the Jefferson Highway, and staying in this hotel that we were in. We were there. We had like a 4-hour window of time before our first meeting. So I walked up to the desk and I said, I said, I've got 4 hours, I've got a car, what can I do here? And she says, we don't have much. We really don't have anything to do here. And I said, I'm with tourism. I said, in 4 hours, I will come back and tell you what you should be telling people to go see while I'm there. And
so you're just very sure that there's something there that she doesn't know about.
Exactly. And on their defense, some of these people, as the companies don't have the time to let them go and be trained and be knowledgeable of what they have. So, and it was a college town that was in. So the person.
So what did you find? Well, first thing I found was their church and my church have the same name, Our Lady of Lourdes. Okay.
So I said, okay, that's the first place I went. Okay. But then once you started seeing the history of that, and I could basically see the church from where I was staying. So as I went along, there's this, I want to see this, I want to go here, Even the murals, there's tons of murals in this city. So if you put yourself together and just start looking for the murals, that was something in itself.
And they tell stories.
Absolutely. So once you saw something there on a mural and you said, okay, what is this about? And you start researching a little bit and you just continue on. But it ended up being great. I went back there 4 hours later and I said, okay, if somebody else asks you what there is to see, I says this, and this, and that'll take you 4 hours.
Wow.
You can do all of this in 4 hours time. Not that I'm an expert, but you've got to learn to entertain yourself and look for things.
Right. And I think that's why these conversations are really important. Though we have fun doing them, there's so many things that people never really think about.
Absolutely. And this mission that we were on, and I want to be specific to this because
still in the works.
You live on that highway, and that is the Jefferson Highway that was built and started in 1916. And it's not the same highway. What it is that they've connected a lot of highways. It's a collection of highways that make up this Jefferson Highway.
Wow, and Highway 71 is part of that.
Highway 71 is part of that. It starts in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada, and comes all the way to New Orleans. It's called the Pines to Palm Highway.
Wow.
From north to south. So we were visiting Pittsburgh, Kansas. Which was like
never heard of it. Pittsburgh,
Kansas, which is like the midway point. But coming back to Avoyelles and Cheneyville, at Rapides Parish, and that's what we went to see what the other towns were doing to promote this highway, so that we could come back and do the same.
Okay.
And downtown Bunkie. People that are coming back for the Corn Festival after a 2-year hiatus will be amazed at what's going on in downtown Bunkie and how beautiful it is again and how nice it is, So then we want to see how we fit into the Jefferson Highway project.
Wow.
And how we create that awareness that you are at least to let everybody know you're on the Jefferson Highway, or for the locals to know we're part of this Jefferson Highway. Because in 1916, when they were founding all of this, the town of Bunkie in Louisiana had the most members of the Jefferson Highway Association than anywhere else in Louisiana.
Really?
So we just want to put that out there. We've already put 5 signs up as to the significant points along the Jefferson Highway. There's more to come, and just more things to come, and we'll come and talk about that a little bit
as they unfold.
Absolutely, because we're going to try to do an open house or a groundbreaking for a sign or a sign dedication or something, just to bring more attention.
And so how was all of this birthed? Because it's history that has been there. How did it become unearthed, I should say?
Well, there's been this association that's been on since 2000, that's been renewed in 2012. And we were invited to go to a conference in Natchitoches in 2019, I think. And then, of course, the pandemic hit. That, but then we just kept in touch. And, like you said, what have we been doing? In the downtime, we've been creating these signs. We've been doing a lot of research, along with the other many projects that we're working on. But then, when we did that, we got those signs, we put them up. This conference comes up in Pittsburgh, Kansas. It was like perfect timing. Then we were able to go out there and say, hey, this is what we're doing. And of course, I went to invite them to host the conference in 2024. That was one of the things that I wanted to do as well, is I want to host that conference. I want to show them what we're doing. I want to show them US 71 in Avoyelles Parish specifically, and say, this is what we're doing. This is how we're revitalizing. This is how we're completing your mission, and we want to be a part of this.
And speaking of revitalizing, if you hadn't been in Bunkie for a while, because I had the opportunity to be there this past weekend, and just at the farmers market, and just to kind of see how tranquil that little downtown area has become, and what they've done with the depot, and because for a long time that was just like an eyesore.
Yeah, but it really has. I mean, it's been beautified, if you want to use that word as well. That farmers market is it. That is the state of the art for farmers market. You're in this old repurposed building.
It's beautiful.
It's absolutely. And then there's that little courtyard in the backside of that. That is absolutely wonderful. That leads into a little antique restoration store. I mean, little things like that you're going to find that you don't necessarily think that you'll experience right there in this little town. And basically it's like 3 or 4 or 5 long blocks of that wonderful area.
And I'm from there, and this was my first visit to this farmers market and to this area. I didn't know.
Exactly, and from what I understand, there's more to come with this. Because I think there's an extension of the park that's going to go on, and a walking track that's going to be maybe on the, for us, that the locals, the other side of the depot, more going to the business district. So it's going to be wonderful. And then I can't say enough about Griffin's Antiques and Main Street Market. That is a wonderful draw. I mean, 2 floors of artists and just gift wares and wonderful food, to include pies.
Of course. But before you got to go, you got to talk about Deal or No Deal.
How about that? Deal or No Deal coming to Paragon Casino Resort June 25th. 2 shows, 3 p.m., 6 p.m. Go to their website, Paragon Casino Resort /entertainment. You've got to be 18 to get into the Maury Center for this event, and 21 if you want to have an opportunity to
That is
participate.
BIG. That is big,
Absolutely.
And so they're probably going to have more people trying to sign up for that than they would know what to do with.
Oh, absolutely. But that's what Avoyelles Parish is all about.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Wilbert, it's great that our cities and our communities and our festivals are back.
Absolutely.
Indeed.
I'm most thankful that we are back and here to be able to talk about it and going out and promoting it.
Indeed.
In Kansas, 2 weeks ago, I was in Canada on a media mission, and that all went well. And coming back to that real briefly, it was the reunion of people. That's the first time that this Louisiana group had been able to get together and go promote. But it was also the people we were promoting to, that was our first time in Canada to be able to be together as well. So it was like 2 great reunions happening in the same room, and then we connected.
Indeed.
It's all about that.
Did it on Zoom, now you're coming in person.
Absolutely. And Zoom is horrible.
Well, Zoom has sustained us for all these couple of years.
I know, but you can't see my hands moving and my eyes rolling, and
But now we can come back together, and we can touch, feel, and see people.
We're back.
We're back.
Thank you.
Wilbert, thank you so much.
My pleasure as always.
Hey, stay on point. When we come back, we'll have the Corn Queens for the Corn Festival that's happening starting today. Stay with us. We're back right after this. Welcome everybody to the OPT Network. This morning I'm joined by two beautiful young women from Avoyelles Parish. We're talking about the 34th Annual Corn Festival. It has been on hiatus like much of everything in the world has been for the last 2.5 years. And so the Corn Festival is coming back in full throttle, and who better to talk about it than the Corn Festival queens? We have Miss Louisiana Corn Festival. Her name is Anna Steckler, and we have Junior Miss Corn Festival. Her name is Jocelyn Chalmers. Ladies, welcome.
Hi, thank you so much for having us.
Yes.
Absolutely. So you guys have known, I'm going to start with you, Jocelyn, because you said you've been going to the Corn Festival since you were 7 months old.
Yes, ma'am. It's a truly very special festival to me since I've grown up around it. And it's just really fun for everyone. It has a little bit of everything. It has music, it has the carnival, it has all the different contests. So you truly do have everything for everyone.
Absolutely. And so for you, Anna, how long have you been associated with the Corn Festival?
I would say ever since I can remember. I can't date exactly to the month that she did.
Did your mom tell you that you had been going since you were 7 months old?
Yes, ma'am.
And so you've been going ever since you.
Yes, ma'am. My godparents were huge fans of the Corn Festival, and they never missed a year. So they always made sure to include me and my sister.
And so becoming Miss Corn Festival, tell us about that process.
Well, I think as a miss, a lot of people look up to this role and how I can fulfill it. So I'm very honored to be able to have the title. Hopefully I can be able to bring attention to the Corn Festival and everything it has to offer, as well as its history.
And what about for you, Jocelyn?
Well, it's just kind of all of it, like, since I'm junior, like, I know past years junior hasn't been really involved as much as the teen and junior. So it's really an honor to be able to do this stuff with the older queens, and you kind of all become a family by the end, and it's just a really good process and just fun.
And so when you start to look at the older queens, and Anna is in college, she's at LSU. Tell us about your journey into college and your time at LSU.
Yeah, well, I'm a senior going in to be this fall. I am a nutrition major, pre-med concentration with minors in biology and business.
My goodness.
So I did a lot of schooling to get where I am, but I'm very grateful for the experience I've had. And I mentioned I'm in my sorority, and my biggest role in that is watch care director. And that is an anonymous support group for those, anyone in the chapter who's struggling with mental health. I kind of step in and figure out what's going on and kind of figure out ways. Each case is specific, so figure out ways for each girl on how to help them, get to their end goal.
And so tell us about your sorority, the name of your sorority, and why you guys decided to formulate a watch group for mental health.
Yeah, so the official name is Alpha Phi Delta Tau Chapter, is the chapter specifically at LSU. And I lived in the sorority house this past year, and that experience really opened my eyes on how much other girls struggle. And you see them every day in the halls laughing in class, and you don't think that they have a care in the world. But when you live with them and you see them interact with each other every single day, you see how many girls go through breakups, how many girls struggle to get through their classes, how many people have family members who have passed away that you wouldn't even think about. I know a friend of mine, her sister passed away, and you would never know that just by seeing her in the halls. So that really touched my heart, especially helping her get over that.
Was her sister sick?
Car accident.
Wow.
Yeah, it was very sudden. And yeah, so that just really pushed me to want to help other people who are struggling that you don't even realize.
And was everybody open to,
No. No. That is why it is anonymous. A lot of girls don't even realize their names are being submitted. So how it works is a girl who's struggling can come forward herself, or if a friend knows she's struggling, they can put her name to me, and a lot of the girls don't even know I'm director of watch care. And
that's how anonymous it is.
Yeah, what I'll do is I'll put them a gift basket, I'll get an address somehow, or I'll send a text to the person saying come to the house and pick it up. And then I'll send them texts. I don't ever put my name in the text, but I just say, I'm here for you. If you need anything, let me know. And I do follow up. So with them, it's not just a one and done. I see you're hurting and it's over with. It's a constant reassuring process that lets them know that they have a friend in Alpha Phi.
And so are people forthcoming? Are young women able to say, I'm struggling?
I definitely have noticed an increase in submissions as well as named submissions since I've gotten there. When I first started, we would get maybe a submission a month, somebody's struggling with a test. But then as it progressed and people really saw the impact that it had on the chapter, more people were submitting themselves, saying, I'm struggling with this, help me. And that kind of reassured that what I was doing was needed, and that, this was an actual thing I'm doing for the girls rather than just an idea.
Wow. So Jocelyn, for you, being a young lady going into the 7th grade and social media being huge, how are you navigating sort of the challenges of being, mean girl syndrome starts really, really early?
Yeah.
How is your peer group, navigating that?
So I know a lot of people my age, they don't like to open up about themselves at all. So social media, I know a lot of people use it to cope, and you see it a lot, and sometimes there's just nothing you can do because they won't help. But I know a lot of people do things like sports and just other activities to help cope, and it actually really helps them. Just getting out of the house and doing stuff, and because like she said, people go through things that just you won't even know that they're going through, so you kind of have to dig deeper and make them open up.
And when you look at Anna and you see her college journey, how does that inspire you?
Well, it's just a really big inspiration for me because I've always looked up to people like that are able to be able to do that for people and do good and just help. So it's just a really big influence on me because, maybe I could do that one day. It's just really big.
Absolutely. And so, Anna, what do you want to do when you graduate from LSU?
Well, I am deciding between law school and MBA program. If I decide to do MBA, I will do medical device sales, specifically orthopedics. And for law, my father is a lawyer and my sister's going to school to be a lawyer. There's so many different fields of law, the opportunities are endless. So I graduate in a year, so I only have a few months to think about it, but that's definitely something I'm considering and working on.
And so as you are on this journey spreading, information about the Corn Festival and also other platforms, what do you think is the most important thing for young women your age and even Jocelyn's age in terms of being able to be open when there is a struggle? What do you think the key, after you started the Anonymous Watch Group, what's the key to really getting people to open up?
Well, it's always a hard struggle just to get people to open up, but a lot of it is seeing other people open up. Monkey see, monkey do. Once the girls started seeing, wow, people actually care about me, I can actually get help, they were more open to accepting it rather than just a new girl coming in saying, come to me with all your problems. And I think that was a lesson that the chapter really learned as a whole. Rather than just an individual basis. People struggle coming to ask for help on their own. Some people don't even know they need help.
Wow, powerful. We're going to take a break here, but when we come back, we're going to talk about the 34th Annual Corn Festival, and it's happening this weekend. Stay on point. We're back with more right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to the OPT Network. It is a great honor not only to talk about how things are opening back up in cities around central Louisiana, around the country, and even around the world. And of course, 2+ years of the pandemic shut down all festivals, but the 34th Annual Corn Festival is back in Avoyelles Parish, more specifically in Bunkie, and we're joined by the beautiful queens. Miss Anna Steckler is Miss Corn Festival, and Jocelyn Chalmers is Junior Miss Corn Festival. And we're just talking about all things, really. And so It's going to kick off on Thursday.
9th, 10th, and 11th.
9th, 10th, and 11th. So tell us about what you guys are most excited about, starting with you, Anna, with this Corn Festival coming back after 2+ years.
Yeah, well, obviously this is my first year as Corn Festival Queen, so I'm really excited to be out there and be able to represent the festival as a whole. I'm also excited for our corn shucking contest. I want to see who wins. And of course, all of the live music is so fun to just sit around and sing.
So what moves you about the corn shucking contest?
I want to see how fast somebody can shuck some corn. I've never seen it before in person.
So, and what for you, Jocelyn,
well,
is?
my favorite part is just kind of the anticipation, because like you see the festival starting to come together, and like all the food vendors coming in and the carnival rides up and running, and like all the bands that you get to see playing. It's just like a really fun thing to see to come together. Like you said, after these 2 years of the pandemic, it's just really fun to see it come back.
And so what will your roles be at the Corn Festival?
Well, I know for the one of the days, Saturday, we will have visiting queens come in.
Okay. Tell me about the visiting queens.
Yeah, so it's just other festivals around Louisiana.
Okay.
And we'll get a group. I want to say there's about 40 people we're expecting. And I want to say 10 of those are Miss Queens from other festivals.
Okay.
And they have the opportunity to be in our parade, as well as coming into the room with us and having food and snacks so they can get out of the heat for a little bit. But we host that pretty much. So we'll be able to show them around and really show them what Corn Festival means and what it stands for, what we have to offer.
And so for you, Jocelyn, meeting the junior queens, what excites you about that?
It's just such a pleasure to be able to see that, how like serious queens take it, how they'll come down from all these different places to come and show what they represent and just kind of be a part of our festival. It's truly a pleasure for us as corn queens, and it's really fun for all of us to be together. Just because we're queens, we have a whole lot of fun.
You have a whole lot of fun?
Yeah.
And so when did you start with pageants?
Well, I've started since like a baby. Like I remember my parents bringing me on the stage. So I've done it for a long time, and it's honestly kind of a part of me now, because like it's been like pretty much engraved in my life, and it's truly a pleasure, because some people don't understand like how big it is for queens, because we don't get a lot of recognition a lot, but there's so many of us and all over.
So is it disappointing though, like if you don't win? You know, how have your parents taught you to deal with the disappointment?
Well, it is like a little bit of a like disappointment, but it's just the pleasure being able to be a part of it. Like you can still get like second or first runner up, and you get to see other girls win and get to help them or talk to them, and it's still just really fun to be a part of the process of doing.
And what about for you, Anna? This is your first time becoming a queen. What made you throw your heart over the bar and do it? Go for it.
I've always known Bunkie, and I've kind of been interested in pageantry, so I thought this would be a great way to really get involved and see what it's all about. I think a lot of people, when they think of pageants, they think, oh, it's just a shiny crown, and they don't really understand the responsibility that comes with it. So I figured if I can't handle this corn festival, then I shouldn't be a queen. So I'm glad I was able to do the corn festival as my first pageant, because it is my roots, it is my hometown, it is everything that I know.
And so you know how to really speak to that and really...
And relate to it. You know, I can't... A lot of the Corn Festival Queen also is really selling almost the Corn Festival. And I can't do that if I don't know it.
Absolutely.
So I thought this was a great first pageant for me, and I'm so honored that I won. I didn't think I was going to win. It was my first pageant, and then I did, and I was like, well, I'm so happy they saw me fit to do this.
And so talk about, because I'm from Bunkie too, born and raised, and I probably was there for the first Corn Festival, and I wasn't a baby. I was there probably 34 years ago for the first festival, but for people who aren't necessarily familiar with the festival, talk about, you know, how this pours back into the community.
Yeah, so a lot of our proceeds go back into revamping the fairgrounds themselves, so they're more advanced, every year, new rides, things like that. And then the rest of it goes into beautifying the city itself. So that way, as we grow older, Bunkie can come with us.
Absolutely. And not only that, the festivals are a way of bringing people together, people who, it's almost like a big family reunion, people who come back, every year, year after year, come back to reunite.
Especially with me being, let me just add this, especially with me being in college, I come back for the festival. And I was in my interview for the Festival Queen, I was saying how I haven't seen some of my teachers in like 10 years. And then I come back and they all look the same. And it's like, I feel like I'm in a time capsule because everyone in Bunkie I've seen from church and school, they're still there. They haven't left, and they're the exact same laugh, same talk, same warm hug. Everything's the same. And it's so interesting because I know I've changed. I'm not the same little 10-year-old that used to walk around in the fairgrounds. So it's so cool coming back to that and seeing that sense of family that hasn't changed.
Now, where did you graduate from? Did you graduate from?
I went to University Academy in Alexandria. I did dual enrollment, so I was able to graduate from LSUA with my associate's degree of science before I got my high school diploma.
And so what do you look back and say to kids about education and the power of learning? Because obviously you're doing it well.
Yeah, oh, thank you. Well, I definitely am a strong supporter and believer in education and degrees.
Where does that come from?
My parents. My father's a lawyer, and my mom, she has Chinese Asian background, and that heritage is very disciplined in scholastics and just anything you do in life. Once you set your mind to something, get it done, no matter what you have to do. And they taught me that through my school. I remember me and my mom bonded my whole life through doing homework.
Really?
We would do homework in the summer. We would do reading and writing and math every summer.
Now, is that a lot of pressure?
Oh, yeah, but it's worth it. Because if I didn't have that constant push from my parents, I wouldn't be getting it from anyone. And without them, I wouldn't be here right now. And my sister was the one that told me to do this. Because she saw that potential in me that I didn't see.
In yourself. Oh.
Yeah. I'm very grateful for them. And I know that's not, when I was a kid, I hated it. I was like, oh, why do I have to be the one to sit here and do homework when other kids go swimming and do whatever they want? And here I am, getting ready to be a senior in college, and I would not be here if it weren't for that.
If it weren't, and when did you come into appreciation? That's okay for.
Probably about a year ago. I'm only 20. I'm so young, and I have so much growing up to do. But I have grown up a little bit, and in that time, I've realized to appreciate my parents for everything they've done for me. I would not trade them for the world. Like, I couldn't have handpicked them better.
I bet they're so proud out loud right now of you. And, we hope that our kids will get to this point. And so it's a blessing to see that. And for you, Jocelyn, what are you aspiring to do? I know you're still young, but what are your future hopes for yourself, you think?
Well, I just, like she said, I want to focus on my education because I know that's a big part of when you get older, especially because in primary school, like she said, you were like, no, homework, like that's just terrible. But now being in middle school, it's gotten a lot more serious. And trying to keep my grades up and everything because I also like to do sports. I do softball. And it's just trying to keep everything in place so that it all falls where I want in the future.
There you go. This is our future. You guys are absolutely amazing. And you are queens, not just queens of a pageant, but your hearts show queendom. And these are the values that we hope that all of our young people will embrace. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Best of luck to you. Indeed. Hey, everybody, stay on point. We're back with more right after this. Welcome back, everybody, to the OPT Network. Mahatma Gandhi said it, and I do too. We can all be the change that we want to see, but it does start with you and with me. For the entire crew and team of On Point Media, be safe, be well, and hopefully we'll see you at the Corn Festival this weekend. Thanks, everybody.